I scan my wrist chip, and the door to the diner unlocks. There's a slight chime as I open the door. The diner's small and cozy, with a couple booths and some countertop seating. The kitchen is open, and there's a door leading to the walk-in office at the back. I walk behind the counter and explore the kitchen, pots, pans, knives, and cutting boards, all clean and in their place. A few non-perishable ingredients that are still on the shelves, but it seems like the walk-in was cleared. Sanitation probably did that so nothing would start going bad. I run my hand across the well-used countertop and let my mind wander. The sound of the door chime jolts me back to reality. I turned around to see an Aurelian man in an orange worksuit standing in the doorway. He carries a large crate under his muscular arm. Let's go! Look at him! Excuse me, are you Cottage? Officer Shiwu asked me to bring some fresh produce from the ag deck around. His voice is surprisingly quiet. I very nearly struggled to hear him from across the diner. I probably couldn't catch what he said if there was any background noise. Yeah, that's me. Come on in. He gives a slight bow towards me and walks in. You can go ahead and put the crate on the counter over there. Thanks for bringing groceries. What's your name? Oh, it's Adar. I'm a farmer from the agricultural deck. He says, placing the crate onto the counter, and he moves a small potted plant with heart-shaped leaves from the crate. I also brought you an Avarnian mint plant. I thought maybe you might like it. I love him! He extends the pot towards me, and our fingers brush slightly as I take it from him. I take hold of one of the slightly fuzzy leaves and pluck it off the plant. Nice to meet you, Adar, and thank you. This is edible, right? Adar nods, and I place the leaf on my tongue. It tastes green and slightly cooling. It's nice. Thanks again. This is so kind of you. It's no trouble at all. I place the little plant on a shelf by my cooking station, then lean over the counter to get a closer look at the contents of the crate. Oh! Oh, slay. I look into the crate and realize with embarrassment that I don't recognize a single bit of the produce. Shouldn't be surprised, this is a multi-species station, home only to a handful of humans. Of course, the ag deck would be more focused on growing crops catering to the myriad of other species that call Hesperides home. I spot a tomato hidden amongst familiar fruits and veggies. At least I know what to do with one of these things. Is something wrong? Adar asks, worried eyes moving from the crate to me and back to the crate. Nothing's wrong, it's just that I don't really know what any of these are except for the tomatoes. I know those. I've never left my home system, and we don't really grow many crops from other planets in Helios. Oh. Yeah, that makes sense. Sorry I should have brought you things you'd be familiar with. He avoids my eyes, and the poor guy looks terribly embarrassed. I hope you didn't do anything wrong. Everything looks really interesting. I'll have to learn to cook with what I can. Get on the station sooner or later. Adar's expression brightens, meeting my eyes once again. Look at him smile! If you'd like, maybe we could do a little taste test. You could sample the produce I brought, and I could tell you a little bit about each one. I'd fucking love that, Adar. Thank you very much. I'd like that. Should I get out a cutting board? No need for you to get anything dirty. I'm sure this will be fine. Adar pulls out a small pocket knife from one of his overalls pockets. I love it! We sit across from each other at the counter and start going through the box of fruits and vegetables. His voice still quiet, but his tone more confident. Which one do I want to try first? The pink one! What is this? I point to the prettiest fruit of the bunch. It looks like a blue bubble with a pink center. The fruit is giving kitsch. Just saying. What's this one called? This is a sea berry from Nauru. We actually grow these underwater in our saltwater glow shrimp tanks. The plants and the shrimp provide each other with nutrients that keep each other healthy. It's a fascinating symbiosis. Go on, try one. Just take a little, take the little top part off before you do. Like a strawberry. I turn the small crystal-like fruit over in my hand. The outer membrane shines with bubble-like rainbow iridescence. It's almost too pretty to eat. Almost. I take the top part off as Adar instructed and pop the sea berry into my mouth. The moment my teeth break the outer membrane, I'm met with a gush of salty, slightly sweet water, followed by the sweet, tropical, and slightly floral taste of the inner fruit. Sorry, I was closing my water bottle. That's so unique! This one looks like ginseng. This one looks like a bit of a big radish. I say handing Adar the big white root vegetable. It's a snow root. They grow in meltwater ponds on Rannon near hot springs, but we just grow them in special hydroponic towers here. Adar slices into the snow root with his knife. I'm surprised to see that there are lace-like holes running through the center of the root. He hands me a slice and I take a bite. It's crunchy and starchy like a potato, but there's a slightly zesty, spicy, radish-like taste. It's nice. I like the crunch. Nods in agreement. There are lots you could do with them. Cook them, bake them, mash them, and eat them raw. They're incredibly filling as well. Very. I lift a purple and yellow vine bearing bright purple fruits. Keshri berries from Rannon, the ultimate superfood. These are an incredibly important food source for the Keshri. They're also an incredible crop to grow on ag decks. On top of being full of antioxidants, they're one of the best sources of vitamin D you can get. That's nice to have when you're nowhere near a sun. I'd say pulling a berry off its vine and popping it into my mouth. Once I bite through the firm skin of the fruit, I'm left with a soft, chewy texture. There's an initial tartness that disappears quickly and is followed by a deep berry sweetness, like a combination of blackberry and purple grape. Slay! What is this thing? Kinda looks like a hand with too many fingers. I say, pointing to the red-orange fruit. Yeah, Sketro chilies are freaky looking, but they're delicious. How are you with spice? I'm okay with it, but exactly how spicy are these? Not gonna destroy my taste buds, am I? It's not that spicy, so you should be fine. The peppers from your home system have a chemical called capsaicin in it that makes them spicy. This one has a bit of that too, but they also contain hydroxy-alpha sandshul, which has a more tingly effect. That sounds cool. Let's give it a try. They are just throwing these big-ass words at me, dog. Like, what in fuck am I even saying right now? I don't know. Adar breaks off a finger from the chili and hands it to me. I go for it, taking a big bite. It's crunchy and very similar to the peppers I've had before. The heat is subtle, creeping up before the tingling hits, numbing my tongue slightly. It's tasty, and the numbing spice is kind of addictive. How is it? Not too spicy? No! Not too spicy at all. It's actually pretty tasty. Good. Good. The creepy fleshlight. Point to the pinkish red pear-shaped fruit with a crown of spikes on its larger end. This is a ruby fruit from Sketro. He explains picking up the fruit and slicing into it. These used to be near impossible to grow on ships. They're a cactus fruit with very specific requirements, but about 5 standard rotations ago, the Sketrians came up with a gene-modded version that can be farmed on a standard grow tower with some minor adjustments. Higher yielding, too. Adar cuts himself off as if remembering something. Sorry, I hope I'm not boring you too much. Never! You talk about your favorite subjects and hyperfixations, buddy. I love it, he says sheepishly with an apologetic look. The peel is edible, but it's not very tasty. He hands me a peeled slice. The fruit's juicy, slightly crunchy, and full of seeds. It's very sweet, and something about its flavor reminds me of bubblegum. Interesting. This flower ball. Atlas beans. These are a staple in the Aurelian system. We have these in some form or another a couple times a day. You can make sweet or savory dishes with them. They're a great protein source. This is beans? It's a pod. He picks up the sphere and shakes it next to my head. There's a slight rattle coming from inside. Here, let me show you. He peels back a part of the membrane and shakes 5 large indigo beans out of the pod and into his palm, which he then extends towards me. You can try them raw and fresh from the pod like this, but it's more traditional to cook them. This flower here is edible too, though it's used more as a garnish to make the dish pretty than as something you'd actually want to eat. I decide to pass on the flour, but go ahead and try one of the beans. Tastes pretty much how I expected, like any other... Yeah, I think I can see why. I bet if I cooked them, they'd taste much better. So which one did you like the best? Chili! Sketro chili for sure. I really like spicy food and I liked how it went from burning my tongue to numbing it. I bet it would bring so much life to anything I made with it. I'm glad you're able to find something you liked, Adar says with a smile. So adorable. I think I want to try something. It's about lunchtime. Have you eaten yet, Adar? No, but I'm fine. You don't need to worry about me. I'm not really hungry right now. Adar quickly rises from his seat at the counter. He turns to start leave, but as if betraying him, Adar's stomach growls loudly. His face darkens in embarrassment. Well, that settles it. I'm making us lunch. It's the least I can do after you brought me all this stuff. Sit back down and relax. I tell him and he sheepishly turns to his spot and sits down. Thank you, Cottage. Sorry for the trouble. Of course, it's no trouble at all. Let's see. Lunch, what to make. I think soup sounds nice and easy. Why don't we make something from Adar's home? Let's make some beans. Something from your home, Adar. What do you think? Do we have ingredients to make some Aurelian soup? We do, but are you sure you wouldn't rather cook something from your homeworld instead? Nonsense, I'm making you lunch too. I'm making you lunch to thank you, so I want to make something you'd enjoy. Besides, I need to learn some new recipes if I'm going to cater to everyone here. I can't just make human recipes. Yes, I knew we were gonna make beans! If you're sure, then how about Atlas bean soup? It's pretty simple, and it's a staple on the Aurelian moons. I like the sound of that. How do you prepare it? There are two different versions. My family's from Avarnia, and where the more traditional sweet version is popular. But on Leonia and Aurelia Prime, they adopted Sketro chilies, and a spicy version of the dish is more liked. We're gonna make his sweet one, because I think that would be so cute. He's here. We're gonna cook for him. He's adorable. I'm sorry. Just Atlas beans, sweetener, and salt. I'll try my best. Hope I don't mess up too badly. Yay! Okay, this is where we actually get to see, like, the cooking part of the game. I'm sweating again, so we're gonna do this. It's time to cook for your customer. Start by choosing the appropriate cooking method for what you want. For example, if you want to make soup, select the pot. Once you have selected your cooking method, you can select 2 or more produce and or pantry ingredients to cook, experiment to discover new recipes, and when you're satisfied, serve the dish to the customer. Okay! Pot. Atlas beans. Sweetener. Serve. You made sweet Atlas bean soup, a comforting, slightly sweet and hearty Aurelian peasant dish. That's fucking cute. Serve. Okay, I think that'll do it. I say, looking over my shoulder from my station. All the while that I've been cooking, Adar has been watching me. One elbow propped on the counter and his hands. He's been watching us like this. Ah! So cute. Of course, every time I looked over at him, he made a point to look literally anywhere else. Eventually, I just decided to pretend I didn't notice and focus on cooking. I ain't gonna feed him, girl. That's weird. I just met him. I grabbed 2 green bowls and ladle soup into them until they're both full. I place 1 bowl in front of Adar on the counter. Then I take my bowl, deciding to eat on the cook's side, standing and facing him. Alright, dig in. I made it. I hope I managed to get the recipe right. Let me know if I need to do anything different next time. Adar digs in with enthusiasm. His eyes widen as he takes the first bite. It's fantastic. Are you sure this is your first time making Aurelian food? You cooked the beans perfectly. The texture's spot on. You even garnished with a bit of the Avarnian mint. The mint was just a lucky guess on my part. Don't you think you're flattering me too much? It's like you said, it's a pretty simple dish. I ask with a laugh, but I managed to succeed in making an Aurelian dish. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. I don't think so. If anything, I don't think I can praise you enough. Adar sighs. Eating this makes me feel like I'm back home. That's so cute. I'm glad I made this one. Well then, I'm glad. This is seriously delicious. Have you always been a chef? I've never worked as one professionally, if that's what you're asking, but I've always liked cooking. It always made me happy to see my family and friends enjoy the meals I made them. And seeing you enjoy this meal right now, I feel like I've made the right choice coming here. You know, your aunt told me once that she saw it as an honor to get to cook for people. That it made her glad to know that no matter how bad of a day someone was having, they could come into the Milky Way diner. They'd at least leave with a full belly and a better mood. I feel a similar way about the work I do on the ag deck. I noticed you get pretty passionate when you talk about plants and stuff. I've always loved growing things. It's kind of like that happiness you said when you see people enjoy the food you cook for them. It makes me happy knowing the plants I take care of will go on to feed my community. There's so much warmth in his coral eyes, I can tell Adar means every single word. And I can 110% tell why this is like the consensus, like, top favorite character so far. He's so adorable. And the little crop top under his overalls, I'm done. You're really a kind person, Adar. And so are you, Cottage. Okay, say that. I'll cry. He says with a soft, kind smile. Together we finish our food, chatting a little here and there, but mostly just enjoying the meal and each other's company. That was delicious, thank you for lunch. Here, let me help you with the dishes. He grabs a bowl and gets up from his seat. Adar extends his hand towards my empty bowl, but I slide it out of his reach and he gives me a puzzled look. You're very welcome, but do you normally ask to help with the dishes when you eat out? I ask jokingly and Adar lets out a little laugh of amusement. No, but I'm not exactly a paying customer right now, am I? So let me give you a hand. He reaches for a bowl again, and this time I let him take it, and he walks around the counter and heads to the sink. I made this meal to thank you, but now I can't help but feel like I owe you again. Wash the dishes with Adar. Yeah! Anyway, I join Adar at the sink drying dishes as she finishes washing them and putting everything back in its place. Together, cleanup goes quickly. I wipe down the counters, and the diner is just as I found it once again. Thanks for helping me clean up and for bringing those ingredients too. Anytime, and thank you for lunch. I have to head back to the ag deck now. What are you going to do with the rest of your day? I think I'm going to head to my room and take a rest. It's been a long day already, and the afternoon's barely started. Together, we walk out of the Milky Way diner. My favorite thing about, like, games that haven't been completed yet are, like, the little misspellings and stuff that will eventually get fixed. Like, when I played Little Witch in the Woods beta, there was a lot of spelling errors, mostly because English wasn't the devs, like, first language, and it was just really cute. And I turn off the lights as I leave. We stand outside on the diner. We'd stand outside the diner on the promenade. Sounds like a good plan. You should take it easy. I'll see you soon. Let me give you my contact information I used to drop off produce weekly. For Cassie, I'll do the same for you. I can't guarantee I'll have the same stuff every week, though. I hand him my palm pad, and he swiftly enters his details, then hands the device back to me. Sounds great. Thank you. I hope you have a good rest of your day. You too. We smile and wave at each other as we go our separate ways. As I draw closer to block 3, I hear voices coming down the hall. Oh! I forgot their name already. Oopies. No, dang it, not again. There's got to be a way out of this. Oh, are these my housemates? I told you, you've got to keep your eye on your opponent's rook. Oh, they're playing hollow chess. I round the bend and take in my surroundings. There's a large common area with a sunken conversation pit where 2 people, a human with red hair, and a Sketchrian are playing hollow chess. I knew it! Teehee. There's an opening right in the right wall leading to a common kitchen and 3 doors which I assume lead to the residents' apartments. This human game is far too simple, and I believe with this move, the Sketchrian moves the aforementioned rook and captures the human's king. I win, and your credits are mine. The red-haired human looks crushed. Come on, Seth, best 2 out of 3. That's not what we agreed upon. Besides, I've got work to. The Sketchrian Seth looks up from the board, and his eyes fix on me. The human follows his gaze, theirs landing on me, and their face instantly breaks out into a smile. Hello! I give a small wave. Hi there, you must be the new neighbor Shiwu mentioned messaged me saying you would be on your way soon. I'm Roswell. It's nice to meet you. I knew it started with an R. I forgot it. They climb out of the conversation pit and hold their gloved hand to shake. Roswell's grip is firm and their handshake is, well, enthusiastic. I'm Cottage. It's nice to meet you too. I'm your neighbor, I guess. I'm taking over the Milky Way diner. Sorry for interrupting. It seems like you two were in the middle of a pretty heated battle. Hardly. I had just finished claiming victory. Seventh turns off the holodeck and climbs out of the conversation pit as well, standing beside Roswell. I love that there's a conversation pit, by the way. That is, I think conversation pits were like 70s? Or 60s? Maybe they started in the 60s. I don't remember, but it's fucking sick. I'm Seth Sketterat, researcher. Roswell elbows him in the side. Now do the thing, like we practiced, they say out of the corner of their mouth. Skedith rolls his eyes and extends a 3-fingered scaly hand, offering it for a handshake. I take his hand in mine. It feels odd, a bit cold, and a far different shape than I'm used to, but altogether a well-executed gesture. After Skedith lets go, Roswell offers him a friendly pat on the back. There you go, bud, you killed it. I'm assuming he doesn't know what a fucking handshake is. They don't normally shake each other's hands. And Roswell made him, because Roswell is a human as well. leans in towards me, and Mock whispers, Sedith was super nervous about making a good first impression on our new neighbor. He even asked for a refresher on human greeting customs. I did not! I want to be everybody's best friend. Why is this game so fucking cute? Sedith sputters, embarrassed, his tail switching back and forth in agitation. What's the Cetrian greeting custom? Yeah, what's his greeting customs? We want to know. I'm grateful that you made the effort, and well, my voice trails off. I should have brushed up on my interspecies relations before coming all the way out here. Sedith clears his throat and shifts awkwardly. That's, well, the thing, how should I put this? Whispers, Cetrian greetings are kind of intimate. I knew it! By mammal standards, it's hardly my fault if you're all so weird about your chests. I'm sorry, chests? Sadith pinches the bridge of his nose and sighs. Allow me to demonstrate. Roswell suddenly looks very interested in their palm pad, averting their eyes, suddenly scrolling through messages. This is fucking awkward. Sadith turns to the empty space on his side and folds his left arm behind his back. First, I would make a fist over my heart with my right hand like so, and reach out and place my palm over your heart. Okay, that's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. You get down from there. He's got the zoomies. For about 3 seconds. His movements are gentle and undeniably graceful. He then puts down his arms and turns back to face me. You would then reciprocate the same gesture. In essence, it's an expression of trust, a way to prove that you are no threat. Having another's claws right above your heart is a risky position to put oneself in, after all. I glanced down at Sedith's hands, 3 massive thick yellow claws at the end of his strong scaly digits. Are you gonna jump or are you just gonna knock around my iPad over there, fatty? Huh? No, he's just gonna sit there and stare off into the distance. There's also this gesture as an alternative. He puts down his middle finger, makes an arching gesture from his forehead outward. As a non-Sketrian, this will suffice. We understand that other species don't have the same boundaries as we do. Though if I were to introduce myself to another member of my own species, this way would come off as cold at best and hostile at worst. I see. In that case, use the traditional greeting. We're culturally, yeah. He said, I'm nervous. I steady myself and just go for it. Mimic Sedith's and actions from before, folding my left arm, fist over my heart. Tee! Intimate. It's not my fault you guys are weird about your chests. Time slows down a bit at that moment. Even through his clothes, I can feel that his body's colder than humans, and I can feel his heart. Sedith's heart beating hard and fast under my hand, his chest rising and falling under my palm. We love this game. I love this game a lot. I look toward his face and a small smile is playing on his lips. I feel heat rise in my face and realize a second too long has passed. I remove my hand back quickly. If he noticed, he said nothing. It's good to meet you, Cottage. Sedith says with a warm tone. Left hand behind his back makes a fist with his right hand, places it over his heart, and then reaches out, places his palm over my chest, where my heart lays. His large, cold-clawed hand is still unmoving on my chest, feeling my heartbeat. I understand why this is an expression of trust for his species. He could rip the heart out of my chest if he wanted to. Widowy. Widowy. It's good to meet you, too. After the 3 longest seconds of my life, Sedith removes his hands from my chest. As if on cue, Roswell puts their palm pad back in their pocket. See what I mean? Intimate. Roswell says, "Don't touch me!" Sedith clears his throat. Anyway, welcome to Block 3. Yeah, welcome! How was your flight? Did it go okay? It's a long way from the Helios system. Are you from the Helios system too? No, I was born on the Caspar. That's one of the 3 original human, extrasolar mobile space settlements, right? That is a long fucking sentence. The 3 Magi, as they're called, are 3 massive ships that left the Helios system not long after first contact with the Galactic Assembly almost 2 centuries ago. Built with the help of the Assembly, as a token of goodwill, the residents were the first humans to set out and join the galactic community. Lots of those original passengers ended up settling in established GA colonies. Some would go on to settle fringe planets, but a significant population decided the ships were their home now. They would journey on exploring the galaxy as generations passed. I remember the first time I took a long-haul transport off the Caspar. It was a budget, of course, and it felt like I had the worst hangover for days after being in the pod. The same thing happened when I traveled to the Hesperides. I went to the Milky Way diner feeling like literal death, and Cassie made me the most amazing soup, and poof! I felt better than ever. I swear it was like... Roswell stops mid-sentence, seemingly remembering that in that moment, my Aunt Cassie is gone. They shake their head and blink back the tears to start to form in their eyes. I want to be Roswell's best friend. Oh my god. Your aunt was a great lady. The Milky Way diner means a lot to all of us here. It's really great that you're carrying on that legacy and keeping it open. Sedith nods his head solemnly. She really was something. I ate pretty much all my meals there. We both did. Nothing beats Cass's spicy fried spiny bugs. That's gross. I will never eat a bug in my life. That's nasty. Roswell sighs wistfully and Sedith rolls his eyes again. Cass's cooking was indeed very good, but that dish is simply a waste of perfectly good spiny bugs. No, it's not! Fried spiny bugs are literally my second favorite food of all time. Literally. Me and Roswell, we're besties. What is it that you humans like to say? You could deep fry circuits and they would taste good. All you're tasting is oil, salt, and starch. You could hardly taste the delicious flavor of the... Probably not gonna be the most fun time to, like, eat while I play, just because this is like a game I have to talk to. I look over at one of the small drink menus on the bar. As expected, none of the cocktails are anything I'm familiar with. Okay, that's hot. That's a little hot. The person sitting behind the bar, a Ketri with long hair wearing incredibly fine clothes, walks over to where I sit. He places a glass of water in front of me on a purple cloth napkin and gives me an easy smile. Welcome to Wayfarer's Rest, dear guest. I'm Leroux. Is there anything I can get started for you, or would you like a bit more time with the menu? I look over the unfamiliar list of drinks with alien ingredients, recognize a few of them now thanks to Adar, but it's not enough to really know what I want. What would you recommend? Depends on what you like. I'm sure I can make you anything that will be to your taste. In that case, something sweet. We're a little sweetie. I'd like something sweet. Then I have just the thing. He is so cute. What the hell? Leroux busies himself taking bottles of liquor off the shelf behind him and mixing the ingredients together with practiced efficiency. Once he's finished, he places the glass before me, filled with a deep purple liquid. There are 2 small blossoms floating on top, along with what I guess are 3 skewered keshri berries. Here you go, this is called Sumok Ta. It means spring twilight. It's a classic keshri drink. Take a sip and the drink tastes sweet as candy. There's an unmistakable flavor of keshri berries with a floral note and a wine-like tannic taste at the end. It's delicious! What's in it? A bit of keshri set, some takmo, and little keshri blossom syrup. So what brings you to the Hesperides, dear guest? Or would you honor me by sharing your name? Laro asks, his voice smooth as velvet. I'm Cottage. I just moved here today to take over management of the Milky Way diner. Laro's eyes narrow slightly at my response. Ah, so that's why you asked. He says, still smiling, but there's a coldness to his tone that wasn't there before. You're here to steal my recipes, scope about the competition? Maybe you're looking to add a cocktail menu to the Milky Way diner? Kale told me about the new chef when she dropped off my delivery today. He makes a point of looking me up and down, sizing me up with his cat-like gaze. She said you were cute for a human, but I don't know if I quite see it or not. He leans casually on the counter behind him, arms folded and his eyes locked on mine. Are we really competition? Or maybe, and this is crazy, I'm just here to enjoy a drink while I wait for my friends. Besides, are we really in competition? I ask matter-of-factly and unamused. You run a bar, and I run a diner. Those are pretty different niches. You don't have anything to worry about. Were you and my aunt competitors or something? Is that why you suddenly got all cagey the second you learned who I am? I ask, taking another sip of my drink, which is annoyingly good. We were friendly rivals, he says with a grin as he busies himself cleaning glassware. I guess there'd be a bit of competition for customers who are just passing through. I think the station is big enough for both of us. I really do think the station's big enough for the both of us. There's no reason we can't get along. Do you not see me as competition? I'm hurt. Do you want me to see you as competition? Laro shrugs. This guy sure is an interesting character. Friendly rivals, then? I ask, raising my glass. Friendly rivals. Laro says as he sets out prepping what looks to be garnishes for cocktails. As I continue to sip my drink, my eyes wander to the shelves of unfamiliar bottles. So what's in all the different bottles? I ask, pointing to the shelves behind Laro. It's not all alcohol, right? Not at all, Laro answers. Aurelians can't consume alcohol, nor can the Naru, but they have their own beverages that produce altered states. There's Dreamflower Nectar from the Aurelian system. Laro turns around and pulls down a bottle filled with thick, golden yellow substance, placing it on the counter for me to examine. Has a lovely sweet flavor and a mild psychedelic effect I find rather enjoyable myself. Can humans drink it too? Yes, the Naru can as well. Sadly, Sketrians are a bit sensitive to some of the compounds found within, so they generally can't consume it. Not unless they're looking to have a very wild night. I see. I say, picking up the bottle, turning it over my hand, watching the golden, sparkling liquid swirl around inside. And this is Quillum, the Naru drink of choice. Laro explains, pulling another bottle down from the shelf. This one is tall and skinny, filled with a mysterious iridescent-looking liquid. It's made from puff-puff fish venom. Sadly, Ketri can't enjoy this, but it's safe for you humans. I've been told it induces a lovely mellow high. Guess it makes sense that not every species can consume the same things safely. Laro nods thoughtfully. It is indeed a very important thing to consider when you're providing food to multiple species. I've got a lot to learn if I want to end up not accidentally poisoning someone. That would be bad for your business, he muses before adding a devilish smile. But potentially good for mine. Calm down, brother! I hear the bar door behind me chime, and a familiar, friendly voice calls out. Hey, Cottage, you made it! I love that, like, everybody's thing is, like, color-coded to them. I turn around to see Roswell with Vega in tow. I hope you don't mind that I invited Vega along. She mentioned you guys had met. Vega gives me a friendly little wave. Not at all, it's good to see you again. Roswell looks behind me and waves at the bartender. Hey, Laro. Welcome, dear guests. Please take a seat wherever you like. He's so funny and stiff. Roswell and Vega walk over and join me at the bar. Laro, can I get a bottle of Keshuk, please? Whew! LaRoe nods pleasantly, taking a purple glass out from under the counter and popping off the cap before handing it to Roswell. What's that? Is it any good? It's kind of like a beer, so I like it. They take a drink from the bottle. I've been looking forward to this all day. I wish to try it, Roswell. Can I try a sip? Uh-oh. Is that like... Isn't that like an indirect kiss? Why you gotta think too hard about it, brother? I can't help but laugh. Aren't you a bit old to think that way? It's okay if you don't want to share, I don't mind. No, it's cool! Here! Roswell hands me the bottle of Keshok, blushing slightly and avoiding my eyes. I thank them and take a sip. It tastes a bit more dry citrusy... A bit more like a dry citrusy cider than a beer. I am beginning to lose all literacy. It's good, thank you for letting me try, I say, smiling at Roswell. As I hand them back the bottle, they immediately proceed to down half the contents in one chug. This kid's hilarious. Oh, I'll have one of those as well, please. LaRoe raises an eyebrow at Vega. I'm sorry, miss, but I'm afraid I can't serve you Keshok. It's alcoholic. Alright, whoops, silly me. Vega laughs awkwardly. It's her first time out of her home system, too. I explained to LaRoe. How about a Dreamflower Russet Fizz instead? He asks, turning to Vega. Sure, that works too. LaRoe turns around and busies himself with preparing Vega's drink. I am loving this game so much, but I have a feeling it's almost over and I'm gonna be really sad because it's just a demo. So what's the status of your ship? I turn to Vega and ask. Respectfully, it's not a ship, it's a fossil. Hey! No offense. Roswell raises their hands. It's an Aurelian Wraithar. That class of ship hasn't been in production for like 75 years. I'm impressed that it's even still operational. I doubt it would even pick up on most modern scanners. Vega's lucky the sensors we have on the station are also fossils. The rescue team might not have reached her in time otherwise. I told Vega that I could fix it, but it's gonna take me a while to find the compatible parts I'm missing. I said she's better off just cutting her losses and flying commercial, but I said I'd rather just wait. Vega says, cutting Roswell off. It's not like I'm in a hurry, besides this station seems nice. Yeah! Here's your Russet Fizz, Miss Vega. LaRoe says, placing the drink and a napkin in front of Vega with a smile. Thank you, LaRoe, right? Correct. A pleasure. The door chime goes off again. Over here, Adar! Sedith! We get to see Adar! Let's go! Roswell calls, waving both over to the bar. They turn to me apologetically. So maybe I didn't also just invite Vega along. I thought a welcome party would be fun. The others should be here soon too. The others? Yeah, Shiwu, Saria, Kale. You've met them all, right? I have. Great! It's gonna be a great night. No, it's not! Y'all remember what happened to me and Shiwu earlier? Shit! Roswell turns to Sedith and Adar. Hey guys, this is Vega. They motion towards Vega with a flourish. She's also new to this station. Her starship exploded, and she's very lucky to not be dead. Vega bows towards Adar. She then greets Sedith with an arcing gesture from her forehead outward with her right hand. It's a pleasure to meet you both. Nice to meet you, Vega. It's nice to meet you too. So, Adar and Vega are the same species. Adar says with a polite bow, I can tell he's making an effort to speak louder so he can be understood over the music and conversations. He tilts his head slightly as he looks at Vega. I'm sorry to ask, but have we met before? Vega shifts a little at Adar's question. No. Why? Of course, sorry I asked. You look so familiar, but I can't quite remember how. I guess I just have one of those faces. Vega says with an uncomfortable laugh, turning to continue to talk to Roswell. There's something off about her. She's got a secret. Granted, her character thing on the Kickstarter did say she's got a secret. Anything I can get you boys. I'll have a Sakesh, neat please, and I'll have a nectar spritz. Coming right up. Did you guys both have a good rest of your day? It was productive. I've been wondering what exactly it is you research out here, Sedith. I'm a deep space biophysicist. My area of study involves a particular near-microscopic species that lives in the vacuum of space called tarsex. They're particularly drawn to areas where the fabric of space and time is a bit looser, so the nexus point of 4 stable wormholes is an ideal place to collect samples and study them. But how does the species even survive in the vacuum of space? The answer to that question is a bit too complicated for this setting, but perhaps you could come by my lab someday, and I could explain my research a bit more thoroughly then. That would be really cool. I would be happy to take you up on that. I turn to Adar. Did you have a good day too? We transferred some strawberry seedlings to the grow towers. You got strawberries! In about 2 weeks, I'll include them in your produce delivery once they're ready. Making sure my mic actually is still fucking working. In about 2 weeks, blah blah blah. I said that already. I'm looking forward to it. I do be loving me some strawberries. I'd love some as well. Laurel says, handing Adar and Sedith their drinks. I have a great idea for a new cocktail. Alright, let's get this party started! It's Kale. Calls a familiar voice from the entrance of the bar. I look over to see Kale stride into the Wayfarer's Rest. Laurel! Foreign words! They're so cute. I love how many piercings Kale has. Laurel responds in Ketri and pours Kale a shot of clear alcohol. She takes the shot from Laurel, slams it back in one swift motion. Woo! Now that's what I'm talking about. I love the energy. She exclaims, then turns to Roswell. Hey, Sparky! They share a high five that becomes a surprisingly elaborate secret handshake. I love this game, what the fuck? She then turns to Adar, giving him a friendly pat on the back. Sprout. She gives them all little nicknames. My man! How are the seeds I brought you back last time doing? They're doing great, they just started germinating. Love to hear it. Sedith, always fun to see you out of your science cave. The word you're looking for is laboratory. Yeah, but science cave is just more fun to say. And you, Kale turns to me with a bright smile. How was your day, Agent? Oh, that's my nickname! That's sick. I hear Sedith mutter. You really couldn't wait till Cottage got settled before trying to charm her, huh? Kale shoots him an icy glare before turning back to me. It was pretty good. I'd say lots of new friends, as you can see. I have to ask, are you gonna keep calling me that from now on? Not unless you ask me to stop. I don't mind. I think it's funny. Vega taps twice on Kale's shoulder to get her attention. Hello, we haven't met. I'm Vega. Oh, hi. Sorry, I didn't mean to ignore you there. I'm... My man! Kale and Vega introduce themselves to one another. My attention shifts to the 2 other people entering Wayfarer's Rest. Shiwu and Saria. My man! Shiwu. Ah, yes, doctor and officer. Can I get anything for my dear guests? I'll take a glass of Quilum. Just some iced tea with mineral water, please. Coming right up. LaRose says, with an easy smile. How are you feeling? Much better, thanks for asking. Of course, we'll try not to keep you out so late. You need your rest to adjust to GA standard time. Days are a bit longer than you're probably used to. Speaking of rest, she turns to Shiwu. Motherfucker. Are you getting enough rest, Shiwu? The meds you gave me are doing their job helping me fall asleep, but I still find myself waking up multiple times in the night. Come by my office tomorrow and we'll talk more. Maybe I could make you something that could help. Laurel offers, placing Shiwu and Saria's drinks on the counter in front of them. I'll remind you that I'm 2 years sober. Look at Shiwu! I love him! Something non-alcoholic. Honestly, I'm hurt that you'd think I disrespect your sobriety like that. Though, if you need someone to come to your room and read you a bedtime story. Laurel winks suggestively, but then he completely... Laurel winks suggestively at Shiwu, but he completely ignores Laurel, totally unfazed by his comment. Takes a sip of his iced tea. Honestly, why does everyone on this station care about how much sleep I get? I wouldn't mind a bedtime story. No, because you have friends who care about you. Duh. I'd be thankful to have so many people caring enough to check in on me. You're lucky. Cottage is right. We all just want to see you happy and healthy. Me, especially as your friend and your physician. I know, and I do know how fortunate I am, and I'm thankful for it. I'm just not the biggest fan of being fretted over so much. I can take care of myself. Oh, he's a big man. He take care of himself. Fucking let the homies tuck you in at night. Shut up. But I'll come by the med bay on my break tomorrow. Can I come see you tomorrow too, Saria? Oh, of course you can. But didn't you just say you were feeling much better? I am, but I might have some trouble adjusting to the time like you said. Maybe I could bring you lunch since you said earlier you were looking forward to not having to cook for every meal. That's very generous of you to offer, but you really don't need to trouble yourself. I can wait for the diner's opening like everyone else, but I'll be happy to give you a quick checkup tomorrow for should any problems arise. Of course, sorry I overstepped. You seem to care for everyone here so much I wanted to do something to make you feel cared for too. I like having friends. You didn't overstep at all, so don't worry, but I won't be accepting any special treatment, not unless you want to deliver lunch to Shiwu and everyone else. As conversations continue, Roswell climbs onto the bar, they stand on the counter, and call out to the assembled group. This is what you get for chugging your bottle. Alright, can I have your attention now that everyone's here? Please get off the bar. Right, sorry. Roswell hops off the bar and back onto their seat. As I was saying, let's make a toast. It's so cute! I know my chat is like in Roswell's face and kind of like all over Kale, but this is so adorable. To new friends and the grand reopening of the Milky Way Diner. Cheers! That's literally it, you guys. I'm so sad. Fuck. Thank you for playing Love at the Milky Way Diner demo. If you enjoyed this demo, back the Kickstarter, basically. That is so cute. Adorable, you guys. And now I'm sad it's over. I just want to say, if you've been watching, thank you guys so much for watching. This is the first demo that I've played on my channel, and I am actually having so much fun with this. I think I'm gonna go back the Kickstarter today. Yep. If you guys also wish to back the Kickstarter, the link is in the description. You can donate at like as little as like $5 all the way up to like 100 and something currently. They have until July 11th to meet their Kickstarter goal. Okay, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. I hope to see you guys tomorrow for the next stream. And if you're watching the edited video after this, I hope to see you guys in the next video, and etc., etc. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to drink a bunch of water, 3 meals a day, at least 8 hours of sleep, and love yourself, or else. And I will see you guys tomorrow.